Good evening, Stratters. Happy Thursday. I hope the market's been treating you well. What a roller coaster ride we've had the last few days. What I want to do is start with one of the things that our bot has spit out, and I should probably start doing this on the regular basis for the trade ideas. It's just something I have to go through quick. But here we have some setups. You can pause if you'd like, just to be able to see them all. But we're going to be looking at two ones, AMD, C, F, GM, Coco, Love. So a lot of the Dow stocks are sitting here on two ones. And then we have things like failed twos with the failed two ups with Oxy and Silver. So three ones is very interesting. One of our plays, MU, is going to be coming from here as well. But this is something that our bot spits out at the end of the day, each and every day. So moving on to charts, we're going to be looking at MU first. The first thing that I like about MU is the fact that, as mentioned a second ago, it is a 3-1 setup. So we're going to be looking at 3-1. So the break is going to be over $72.56. That's what happens when my screen's too small on me. And that's going to be a 3-1-2 up for a price target of $73.90. And then we have a potential 3-1 down, and the magnitude is pretty darn lame. So the magnitude for the 3-1-2 down is going to be, pretty shallow, like a whole 20 cents difference. So I wouldn't even be looking at that as a price target. Instead, the drop from price action to start taking out additional, stops is going to be all the way down here to 67.58. So that's the move that I'm looking for, the bigger one from 70.16 to 67.58. Again, that upside play, though, see what the market's doing in the morning, look for the break, and we'll go with it from there. So the next one on the list is very similar. It's AMD. It is not a 3-1, though. Instead, we have a 2-1, and I have to move my levels around just to be able to account for the price target there. So one thing that I'm trying to do a little bit different, some people have said I have too many lines on my charts. That's perfectly fine. I never delete them. So I'm going to start trying to clean them out for you, so that way we have a little bit cleaner of a chart. And the labels here for month high, month low, week high, stuff like that are there. And then my actual lines that I draw on a daily basis are going to be the green and the red for the break on the upside or the downside, and the white ones are my price targets. So anyway, 2-1-2 up would be an entry after 97.84 for a move to, let's call it 100. That's what I'd be looking at playing there if we do go upside. Downside, not under 92.17 for a move to 89.01. So either way, that's the beautiful thing about a 3-1 or a 2-1 setup. You can, look at the break either way. So that is AMD. Next on the list is another tech. It's going to be Facebook. That has a 3-2. That's a 3-2 setup on the daily. A break over $220.17 for a move to 224.30. And the 3-2 down continuation would move us under 206.16 as our entry to 200, 201. Probably 200 is a good psychological level. So that's going to be my target area if we do continue downside, the move today. So that is Facebook. Next on the list is NEO. Why NEO interested me? Well, let me zoom out. I'll show you why. So what I've had here on my chart for quite some time was this gap fill here from 1677 all the way down to 1535, the white line here, 1535. So we've been slowly kind of filling that gap over the last few days and week or so, and then we finally just decided to straight up dip down and go through it into that gap and fill it today. So what we did there, and I put the high of the gap candle here because we pretty much have the close of today around that same area. Significance is that, well, are we at support for that area? So I'm going to be looking either for a bounce or a continued drop tomorrow for another 2 down. So if that's the case, we're going to go from 1587. Our next price target is going to be 1301, so 13 to be even, and then the upside play over 1752 to 1822 for the 2-2 reversal. That is it for price targets. By the way, the 1822 level, that is going to be the previous week's high. So we do have the opportunity to go outside week. Actually, it looks like we've already gone outside week. So we've already gone outside week. Let's go switch over to the week right quick. And yeah, we've already gone outside week. But the move that we have is definitely towards the downside. So I am personally looking at NEO for a downside play to go back into filling the, go back through the gap that we had and all the way down to $13. Okay, then let's look at the typical SPY and QQQ. They've done some crazy things the last couple days. Since the beginning of May, we've been moving on up. And then the Fed talked yesterday and really moved everything up. I don't know why, because nothing actually positive was said besides the fact that we're not going to make it worse than we already have. So I guess in some cynical way, that's relatively positive news. But anyway, the 2-2 is reversal is what happened today. And we really sat around the low of the previous day for quite some time before you just noticed the massive drop. In fact, we ended up closing around the previous low as well of let's see, 413.71. So pretty darn close to the close here. So what I'm going to be looking at is either a 2-2 continuation to the downside. I do have a pretty small broadening formation here. So 405 would be my target. We do maybe get a 2-2 continuation or 2-2 reversal to the upside after 425. We have a move to, we'll just call it 430. 430 is also the weekly high as well. Some significance there because we pretty much went all the way up to the weekly high yesterday. Then we started wicking downwards after the Fed talk. So we'll see what tomorrow holds, but either way, you got some pretty decent magnitude. Again, when it comes to like SPY, QQQ, the big things, I don't mind playing a 2-2 continuation because they move pretty quickly. Just have your stop losses tight and be prepared to, cut your losses when you start seeing it actually reverse against you. Okay, last but not least, QQQ. Very similar setup SPY. We have a 3-2, and I'm looking at another downside play. But we did actually get a little further down in the broadening formation here than we did with SPY. So let's see what happens. Below 309.62, I'm looking for, or 309, 309.62. I'm going to be looking for a very shallow price target of 307.39. And then the upside play, 2-2 reversal above 325.25 for a